What's up? All right, for those of y'all who do not know me, my name is Seth Williams, and I just like to share information about things that I think may help. That's really my job, to help you get where you want to be, because that's the only thing that makes me feel good. I want to help others. So, here we go. Without further ado, there are some novel things that I just happen to believe that you should know about. But first, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. These things that I'm going to talk about, these products, labels, bottles, statements, or suggestions have not been evaluated by the FDA, the ATF, NBC, ABC, CBS. They're not approved by your local home insurance, and they are not going to be covered by Geico. These things are not to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any disease, nor do I claim that they do. All that I claim is that number one, everything on that label is in that bottle. And number two, that if the body is given the raw material necessary to rebuild at a cellular level and has the proper hormones to do so, it will and it can. There are no claims made about these products. Or what is on the label, what is in the bottle, except for what is on the labels in the bottle. That makes us better than 70% of the things you find out there. Research chemicals, if I speak on those, they are not for human consumption. They are simply for research purposes, for researchers that like to do research. I personally have a fish frog, monkey mouse, saber-tooth spider cricket. I do research on him quite frequently with research chemicals because I like to experiment, and so does he. He tells me he enjoys it very much. So there's my disclaimer. Now that we've got that out of the way, that took all of 2 minutes. That is ridiculous. Lawyers, I hope you're happy. Um, IS3. You ever like IS3 is one of those things that we call like our teachers and nurses special. Um, they take it all the time because they're around sickness all the time, and this way they actually tell me that they get vacation days, not sick days. They tell me that it helps with everything from just their overall outlook to um, boosting their ability to not catch things like everyone else in the hospital does or at school. It's just good stuff, and there's a reason why. It was formulated specifically to boost killer T and macrophage activity, um, and to be absorbable orally. This is the best immune booster I think I've ever seen put together. Um, Honestly, in studies, this stuff shows to increase killer T and macrophage activity by up to 700% in as little as 7 days. It also has been shown um, excuse me, shown to bless the liver in ways that you'll find out in just a minute with the IP6 alone. The cordyceps synthesis in there are an adaptogen for autoimmune disorders. Now, this you do not want to take with an autoimmune disorder, simply because it is an immune booster that will directly boost immune function. Now, if you have a true autoimmune disorder, let's say Crohn's or something of that nature, then boosting the immune system is not the best idea. We don't need more soldiers. You need communication lines rebuilt so that the generals can call the soldiers up and say, no, 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 no. We only attack foreign entities, not domestic. So that's a different product. That you want to look at MPS 200X. But for those who do not have autoimmune disorders but want better immune function and anti-cancer properties, this is going to be the route to go. Beta 1316 D glucans or B glucans are studied for their immunoadaptive and anti-cancer properties. Now, IP6 is one of those things that you can take if you find yourself with the symptoms of the flu. Bam! Start taking about 15 of them things a day on an empty stomach. 2 days, it's gone. That could just be coincidence. I mean, that's what's been reported like 1,000 times, but could just be happenstance. I'm sure it is, since none of this stuff really works according to the medical profession, except for their documents show that it does. Ridiculous sometimes. Um, Nonetheless, it's something also that many people with a weakened immune system take frequently. It's important to have our immune function up. It also aids and helps with anemia. It supports the body so that the anemia can be overcome. You can absorb your irons. Um, that is, in theory, of course. IP6. IP6 is probably one of the most unique things you can find whenever you go to Google Scholar and you type in IP-6 or IP6, just IP6. You will find the most amazing liver properties out of anything you've ever found. It's even better than SR9009 when it comes to liver cancer. See, they did these studies, and one of the studies, they took inositol hexaphosphate on liver cancer. And when they delivered this IP6, they noticed it inhibits HEPG2. Well, they gave a whole bunch of poor little mice liver cancer. And they said, let's see what that does to the mouses. So the mice were pre-treated or had no tumors, had 71% had solid cancerous tumors in non-treatment groups. Okay, so basically what they did is they said, all right, we're going to give all these mice IP6. We're going to make these develop cancer by shooting them up with this type of radiation of the liver. These, we're going to give nothing and do the same thing. The ones who got nothing, 71% of them had solid cancerous tumors, but zero, none of the pre-treated mice had a tumor. There could be a preventative right there, but I mean, I'm just saying maybe. But then they went on and said, okay, the mice with liver tumors were treated for 12 days. 86% to 1,180% less tumor size than the control group. That means then they took the mice that had tumors, half of them get nothing, the other half get inositol hexaphosphate. The ones who got inositol hexaphosphate, 86% reduction in the size of their tumors. Now that sounds like a miracle. Why is every doctor not prescribing that for anyone that has liver issues? Considering that it's non-toxic, and let's see, therapeutic treatment for hepatocellular sarcoma and other hepatic cancers or other liver cancers. That's what they deem this should be. But there's a problem. It's not by prescription. You can't patent it. It comes from cereal. All those people dying of cancer because they can't patent it. That's your medical profession of today. They kill, according to the Journal of the American Medical Association, 210,000 of your friends, Americans, every year. That's 300 a day, I think. Day in, day out. The number one biggest killer of people between the age 25 and 50. And because they won't patent or can't patent IP6. People die of liver cancer all the time without getting IP6 treatment because it's not taught in a medical school that is bought and paid for by a pharmaceutical industry that doesn't want anything without a patent to be taught about. All your politicians, they run for office, they get lobbied by pharmaceutical reps. So there's no walks against the pharmaceutical industry that kills 210,000 Americans a year. None of the TV stations will let you talk about it because, well, they run commercials with them and they'll pull their advertising. I don't give a shit. Your health means more to me than any amount of money they could ever give me. I say it's worth a try. You make your decision. If you have any questions, my cell phone's 256-497-0494. I don't have much time. Feel free to call 800-745-4408 or email me at sethnhc@att.net. Y'all, there's more than just this. There's so many products that could change your health, your life, and those people you love. Completely renew their world that are studied and proven and you're just not told about. That's just one. That also has milk thistle in it. Milk thistle actually works as a vasodilator of the liver, kind of flushing out things and helping to restore health to the liver. It's your liver's kind of like a sponge. Everything's filtered through there. Well, if the sponge gets caked up with stuff and it starts to malfunction, you can't get things through there very easily, and then what happens is things start to slow down, processes start to slow down, you get lethargic, you start to turn rank because you can't get all the bad stuff out and the blood can't get through, it's starting to back up. IP6 with milk thistle helps to go in there and release and break those things up and get them out so that they can be expelled by the body so that you feel better, you can heal. IS3 has some of that in there. That's the one to be taken for long term or kept in the cabinet. For those who have liver issues, IP6 with milk thistle is a much higher dose to IP6 and is made specifically for those with liver problems, especially liver cancer or hepatitis, things like that. Anyway, my name is Seth Williams, and expect a lot more information like this coming. Until then, make me quit.